I added a questions list, options for each question, and answers with the list of locations of correct option in the options list. So now we are maintaining three variables also, which are score, total number of questions, and question number. So score will help us to keep track of how many answers he got it correct, and number of questions will help us to know when has the user reached the end and when we can show the score, and question number will help us to know on which question he is on. So with this, let's move ahead. So since we have got the questions list, let's update our question label with the text question. So since when user will first run, first question should display, and first question is at index 0, and that's how we access it. And the name of list is questions. Okay, that's how we can access it. And now similarly options, the name of the list is options, and since it's a two-dimensional array, we have to access the first question, the first options, and first option. Okay, and it will be options, so with the O capital. Yes, so by this we get the first list, and in that the first option will be displayed in the beginning, and similarly from the first list we want the second option, which will be located at first index, and third option, which will be located at second index. Now if I save and run it, we will be able to see the first question and respective options. So that's great. Now let's move ahead and code our next button, which I will give command next. That's great. And now code it. Let's define here a function named def next, and it will not take any parameter. But the first thing we do is to let us understand that which option has user selected. We can do it by our variables val1, val2, val3. So if any one of these value is 1, then it will be the one that user has selected. So now let's code it. So if val1 dot get is equal to 1, then selected option will be 1. Okay, and similarly lf val2 dot get, and if it's 1, then selected option will be 2, and lf, if val3 dot get val3 value is 1, then selected option will be 3. So that's logic. But if user has not even selected any option and click the next button, then we should assume a number which will be -1. So if user has not selected any option and moved on to the next question, then what I will assume is the selected option is -1. Now from this we can actually get which answer is right using this answers list, and we also have the selected option. So we just have to do if answers list, and we can actually do question number -1, and we can compare it with a selected option. So now if it happens, then our score will be plus equals 1. Okay, that sounds great. So now let me explain what actually happening here. So now to use the global variables, we have to import it in our functions just like this, globals and variable name, which is score and question number. So yes, both are there. It's actually global actually. Yes, global is the keyword. So now what we get here is, so if the question number initially is question number is 1, so the first thing it will check is answer of question number 1, which is question number -1, which will be 0. So the answer of the first question is at the 0th location, which is according to the list first entry, which is 3, and in the options it will be this one. So that's how we get the evaluation of what's the correct answer. So if the question number is 2, then answers will be checking for in the second location, which is at the first index. So if the question number is 2, then 2 minus 1 is 1, then we will check the answer at the second location, but the index is 1. Okay, that's how we can access the answer and update the score. So now once we update the score, we can actually do update the question number. So we can simply do this, we get the updated question number. So that's great. Now I want to know if it's the right time to display the score. So when is the right time? When we are at the end of our questions and we have reached the last question, and then we have pressed the next button. So for that I will just check if question number is greater than total number of questions. Now even it is a global variable, but since we are not actually doing anything with it, we don't have to import it like this. We are not updating it, so it's okay this way. So what we'll do, yes, we just compared. Now if question number is greater than this, then we have to display the score. So first of all I will make the score visible. Okay, so let's do this. We just have to do score place. Okay, then we can place it anywhere, it will be visible. So first thing, where should I place it? I will just place it with rel x and rel y with 0.45 and rel y also 0.45, which will be almost at the center. But what will be the text inside this score? So since score is a label, so I can just do this, and with text equals with a string conversion, I will just do score. So now this will may help us to display the score, but there is some error, I think. What is the error? So actually text is a parameter and this will work. Okay, so that's great. But if it's not the last question, if we have not add the last question and press the enter, means we have to move the next question, and next question is there. So to access it, we just have to do in the else part, we'll just increment the location, question and options at each label and check button. So for updating the question, we just will do that question dot config, and we can do text equals questions, and actually we can this time do question number, and since this was the first question at the 0th location, what we can do is this. Okay, no, okay, what we'll do, yes, since it's updated, so since the question number is 2 now, so what it display is 2 minus 1 1, so question at the location 1 will be displayed. So that sounds great. And similarly for options, option 1 dot config, text will be options, but this time options will be same this question number 1, question number minus 1, and the first option will always contain the first part of the first entry of the option, but this time the question number is 2, that's why our options list is second one. So I will just copy it, paste it, and 2 3, and here I have to just pick 1 and second. So this should work. We have done a logic. Let's test and start debugging. So we have run it, we are selecting the right option, clicking the next button. Yes, we have the updated one. So now I see a problem that I selected third in the previous question, but it is reflecting here again. So we can solve this by doing this. What we can do, at the start of each question, we'll just reset every checkbox. So we can do it by val1 dot set. We can just pass 0, and similarly for val2 and val3. So I will just save it and run. So our quiz game is ready, I think. So I'll pick the right answer. So what is the technology used for cryptocurrencies? Yes, it's blockchain. We'll click the next button. Next button is working fine, and the checkbox is also resetted with the new options and new question. What tool would you use to reduce the digital image size? So image size, you use crop. Yes. And which computer language is most widely used? So JavaScript. Now let's next. So as you can see, we are displaying the score, but it's over this, and we are getting an overlay. So to avoid that, what we'll do is we'll actually make this root forget before displaying our score. So root dot pack forget. So what this will do is, for temporarily, it will make all the contents of the root frame invisible. So that's why we are using root frame for all the widgets of our game initially, but excluding the score label which is in a window. Now let's run it. Let's check. So now I will selected the wrong option for second question, and for third question as well it's wrong option. Yes, we got the score as 1, and we have all the root direct, all the widgets in the root frame are gone. That's great. Now we can actually make the output more beautiful by doing like SEORE, and we can do like this, and we can do like 40 and 40, and now this must look good. So let's check. It's not running. What's the error? Okay, we should add a plus. That's a concatenation thing, right? So now it will run. Now I am not selecting any option. Let's see what happens. So the score is 0. So now I have not only selected the options, that's why it took it -1, and all the answers were wrong. So score is 0, and we are done with the program. Thank you for watching. We will catch you up in the next video.